For over a century, the Panama Canal has stood as a testament to human ingenuity, a 50-mile ribbon of water carved through the heart of a continent. Connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, it revolutionized maritime trade, slashing travel times and costs. Before its creation, ships faced a perilous journey around the treacherous tip of South America, adding thousands of miles and weeks to their voyages. The Panama Canal became a symbol of human ambition and engineering prowess, a marvel of the modern world. Its impact on global trade was immediate and profound. Nations and economies were reshaped as goods and people flowed more easily between the east and west. The canal's locks, a system of water elevators, lifted ships from sea level to Gatun Lake, a man-made reservoir, before gently lowering them back down to the other side. This intricate system, a marvel of engineering at the time, became a symbol of human dominance over nature. The Panama Canal, however, was not built without sacrifice. Thousands of workers, enduring harsh conditions and battling tropical diseases, lost their lives during its construction. Their sacrifices paved the way for a more interconnected world, where goods and cultures could be exchanged with greater ease. The Panama Canal's legacy extends far beyond its role as a trade route. It stands as a reminder of the boundless potential of human ingenuity. The dream of a canal across Panama predates the 20th century, with early explorers recognizing the strategic importance of this narrow isthmus. It wasn't until the late 1800s, however, that serious attempts at construction began. The French, buoyed by their success with the Suez Canal, were the first to attempt this Herculean task. Their efforts, however, were met with disaster. Tropical diseases including yellow fever and malaria ravaged the workforce, and the project was ultimately abandoned due to financial and logistical challenges. The United States, under President Theodore Roosevelt, took up the mantle in the early 1900s. Learning from the French experience, they focused on sanitation and disease control, significantly reducing the death toll. The construction itself was a monumental undertaking requiring the excavation of millions of cubic yards of earth and the construction of massive concrete locks and dams. Engineers and laborers from around the world converged on Panama, bringing with them a diverse range of skills and expertise. The project was not without its critics, with many questioning its cost and feasibility. The sheer scale of the endeavor, however, captured the imagination of the world. The Panama Canal, for all its grandeur, is facing a growing water scarcity. The canal's operation relies heavily on fresh water, primarily from Gatun Lake, to raise and lower ships through its lock system. A prolonged drought, however, has brought the lake to its lowest levels in years, jeopardizing the canal's efficiency and long-term viability. Climate change is exacerbating the problem, leading to more frequent and severe droughts in the region. As the lake's water levels decline, so too does the canal's capacity to accommodate large ships. The Panama Canal Authority has been forced to impose draft restrictions, limiting the amount of cargo ships can carry to pass through the canal. These restrictions have ripple effects throughout the global supply chain, leading to delays and increased shipping costs. The situation highlights the vulnerability of even the most impressive feats of engineering to the forces of nature. It serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's ecosystems, and the urgent need for sustainable practices. The Panama Canal's water crisis is a global issue, impacting trade and economies far beyond the borders of Panama. Mexico's answer: the rise of the Tehuantepec Corridor. As the Panama Canal grapples with water scarcity, a potential alternative is emerging to the North Mexico's Tehuantepec Corridor. This ambitious project aims to create a multimodal transportation route across the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, the narrowest point of Mexico between the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific Ocean. Unlike the Panama Canal, the Tehuantepec Corridor relies on a combination of rail and road transport. Goods unloaded from ships at one coast are transported by train or truck across the isthmus to waiting ships on the other side. While it lacks the romanticism of a waterway cutting through a continent, the Tehuantepec Corridor offers several advantages. Its reliance on land-based transport eliminates the need for vast amounts of fresh water, making it less vulnerable to droughts and climate change. Additionally, the corridor's existing infrastructure, including ports, railways, and highways, can be upgraded and expanded more quickly and cost-effectively than building an entirely new canal. The Mexican government has made the Tehuantepec Corridor a top priority, investing heavily in its development and promoting it as a viable alternative to the Panama Canal. Weighing the options: Panama Canal versus Tehuantepec Corridor. The Panama Canal and the Tehuantepec Corridor represent two distinct approaches to connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Each offers a unique set of advantages and challenges, and their relative appeal will depend on a variety of factors including cost, efficiency, and environmental impact. The Panama Canal, despite its current woes, remains a marvel of engineering and a vital artery of global trade. Its ability to accommodate large ships, allowing for the transport of massive quantities of goods, remains a key advantage. The Tehuantepec Corridor, on the other hand, offers greater resilience to climate change and potentially faster transit times for goods transported by rail. Its reliance on land-based transport, however, may limit its capacity to handle the same volume of cargo as the Panama Canal. The choice between the two routes is further complicated by geopolitical considerations. The Panama Canal, controlled by Panama, has long been seen as a strategic asset by the United States. Shifting sands geopolitical implications of a new trade route. The emergence of the Tehuantepec Corridor as a viable alternative to the Panama Canal has the potential to reshape geopolitical dynamics in the Americas. Mexico's control over this new trade route could enhance its economic and strategic influence in the region, potentially challenging the United States' long-standing dominance. The corridor's success could also strengthen Mexico's ties with other Pacific Rim nations, particularly in Asia, as they seek alternative routes for their goods. The United States, accustomed to having a significant say in the flow of goods through the Panama Canal, may view the Tehuantepec Corridor with a mix of interest and apprehension. The Biden administration has expressed support for Mexico's development efforts, recognizing the potential benefits of a more robust trade relationship. However, the United States will likely be wary of any moves by Mexico or other countries to use the corridor as leverage in geopolitical negotiations. The Tehuantepec Corridor represents not just a trade route, but a potential fulcrum for shifting power dynamics in the Western Hemisphere. The path forward. Sustainability and the future of global trade. As the world grapples with the realities of climate change and resource scarcity, the Panama Canal's water crisis serves as a stark reminder of the need for sustainability in global trade infrastructure. Both the Panama Canal and the Tehuantepec Corridor must prioritize environmental responsibility and long-term viability. For the Panama Canal, this means finding innovative solutions to its water challenges, such as investing in desalination plants, exploring alternative sources of freshwater, and implementing more efficient lock systems. The Tehuantepec Corridor, while less reliant on freshwater, must also prioritize sustainable practices. This includes minimizing its carbon footprint by investing in energy-efficient transport systems and promoting reforestation efforts along its route. The future of global trade depends on our ability to create resilient, sustainable, and equitable trade routes that benefit all nations and minimize their environmental impact. The choices we make today will determine the course of global trade for generations to come.